Alright, so here is the new Living Abyss comp that we have going on. Of course, just to let you guys know, my build is not fully optimized, so I will put the fully optimized stat on the video for you guys. And just keep in mind, the damage can be higher if I do increase the magic candy, but mine is at 20 right now for Blueberry Pie, as well as the updated Twizzy Gummy is at plus 26. Alright, of course, if you guys get it up to 30 and 30, it will do a lot more damage. Alright, but this is what we have going on. Apparently, this is the team that has been used after the release of the updates that they did with Twizzy Gummy's Magic Candy as well as Eternal Sugar. So before, it was actually where, we used Eternal Sugar with, I believe it was instead of the Cream Ferret. They used somebody else like Black Forest, but Black Forest now has been removed here, and this is going to be the comp. Alright, so let's go over, actually before the toppings and stuff, let's just go over the treasure. The treasure is literally the same with the robe as well as the scroll and the whistle here. Okay, and then we go into the actual builds of the cookies as well. Alright, so the builds of the cookies are going to be as follow. Eternal Sugar is going to have where we do 3 crit and 3 attack, pretty much with the attack tarts. All right, the build that you want to focus on is highest attack and crit as possible, and around 8.5% cooldown if you guys can. Higher the crit, the better it is going to be. And the biscuit right now, I do have full on poison damage, but apparently if you guys don't have a full on poison, you guys can go with like some extra damages. Bypass is not terrible either if you guys would like to do that. So that is going to be a thing. So if that is going to be the option that you guys have, then please go with what you guys are able to do. Alright, but main focus is attack, crit, and a bit of extra cooldown to spam Eternal Sugar's skill. And of course, just keep in mind, you don't want to have the highest attack, but want to have at least a bit of attack to get the whistle buff, because our Blueberry Pie is going to be the one with the highest attack here, getting the whistle and the robe here, guys. And the build for Blueberry Pie is going to be 3 attack toppings, 2 crit, as well as a attack speed tarts that we have going on here in order to increase a bit more attack speed. So we do have a attack speed tarts. Okay, the focus of this build here is going to be at least 20.4% attack speed apparently, but of course, again, mine is not fully optimized. I'm just going with whatever I have built so far, so we are going with that. And then rest of them is going to be highest attack and crit as possible. You don't need any cooldown, and damage resistance is honestly not really required either. The focus is going to be attack speed, and crit percentage. Again, highest attack for the whistle, as well as highest attack speed for the robe. And then the biscuit is going to be full electric damage. If you guys can get this higher as well, then way more damage you're gonna do. All right, and the next one is gonna be our wedding cake. Wedding cake is gonna go with full on cooldown here with the biscuit as well. And you want to try and get, ideally, apparently, if you guys can, 57% cooldown. I am a little bit short, but it's whatever. And then we have the attack speed at least 10%, and they did say if you guys get to the 250 level, all right, level 250 on the Living Abyss, having extra damages is going to help out, because the Living Abyss is going to do a bit of damage. All right, and the next one is going to be our Twizzy Gummy with the full cooldown here as well, with the full cooldown biscuit. And the focus here is going to be 50% cooldown, and if you guys can, a bit more, about 55%. Crit as much as possible. Obviously, you guys can tell my crit is not that high. And then extra damage resist if you guys can, with 250% plus. All right, and the next one is going to be our Cream Ferret. Is going to be also going with full cooldown. If you guys can, 52% at least on the cooldown, with the cooldown biscuit. And then that is pretty much what we have. All right, so let's get into the actual build here, guys, or the run. Okay, I think there are different ways to actually do this, but the build that has been shared with me, you guys can go where you use wedding cake as soon as possible, use Cream Ferret as soon as possible. And then the rest of them, it's gonna come down to when you have 58 seconds left on the clock here. All right, I'm gonna use the wedding cake here as well. But when there's 58 seconds left, you're gonna use the skills, and then pretty much everything else, you're just gonna spam it here, and then let the let your cookies do the work. the best way is, you know, you spam everything with your keyboard or your phone and just kind of spam everything as it comes up. But, you know, it's not too much of a problem. You guys can literally go with what you guys can. I like it simple. So we just go and do this. Right, and then that should give us about 15 billion. Again, there's a lot of videos out there probably doing a lot more. All right, there's people doing 18 billion. They have people doing over 20 billion and all that stuff. The order does matter, is because of the fact that you want to get all the buffs and all of that stuff. The Blu-ray Pi is going to be really, really important. You need the Blu-ray Pi to use the skill as the Twizzly as well as the Eternal Sugar and stuff like that are using the skill in order to actually shoot out the laser. If you guys don't, then Blu-ray Pi is going to just sit there and do nothing. And you're going to lose out on so much damage because now you have no cooldown on the Blu-ray Pi. You don't have the Jelly Watch to actually increase the cooldown. So that just makes your Blu-ray Pi do nothing and lose out on so much damage. And literally, as you guys can see, Blu-ray Pi is literally doing all of the damage here. So you don't want to be missing out on that. But yeah, again, like people in the comments are saying like there's people doing like 20 billion. You definitely can. I think I can do a lot more too if I do upgrade the magic candy to level 30, as well as increase and optimize a bit more on the topping. But that is pretty much what we have for the build of the Living Abyss. Again, if you guys look at this though, once you guys get to 250 or even like 200, I think you might want to, if you guys are lower in the stats wise, then you might want to add in a little bit of extra damage resist again, because of the fact that some of your cookies can die, right? But we can do a little bit of extra practice again. If you guys have a different build, then please let me know down in the comments below as well. But we have our wedding cake, and then we have cream ferret. Use the skill. This time around, I'm not going to use wedding cake right away. We're going to wait until the 58-second mark. And then the reason why we're waiting until 58 seconds is because you want to have the ooze come out, right? The ooze summons need to come out, and then we have to use the skills in order to have our Blu-ray Pi actually shoot out those lasers, all right? If you guys don't do that, right, then Blu-ray Pi, again, it's just going to sit there, not do anything, and then you're pretty much going to be left without a chunk of your damage because your Blu-ray Pi wasn't able to go and shoot out those lasers, okay? So, and there we go. This time around, I mean, of course, depending on crit and stuff, so right there, 14.7 billion. It's just really going to depend on some of your crits and stuff like that. But yeah, that is pretty much what we have for this build. There are going to be people, again, doing so much more damage. Maybe I honestly want to try it out with like level 30 magic candy too, but I just wanted to show you guys what is possible right now. I am not a huge guild person either, so there is that. But yeah, level 20 on each of them, 26 and 20, and my Eternal Sugar is at 1 star. And I believe if you want to try and optimize this as much as possible, I believe you want to have it so that Eternal Sugar's promotion is not too high, so Blu-ray Pi is you know, still the highest attack. Yeah, that's pretty much what I have for this guide. And yeah, hopefully you guys can use this to do some big chunk of damage to the Living Abyss.